This is MADS' scariest scene. But what actually makes this scary? If it's not jump scares being overused and usually for no plot-serving reason, it's not gore or graphic imagery, because I mean, who really thinks the Terrifier movies are that scary? No hate, just not very scary. I believe the end-all be-all is tension, the feeling of barely being able to keep your eyes on the screen, but being unable to look away, which MADS has perfected. Recent graduate Roman is at his drug dealer's house and buys some, well, drugs. These are new though, and he doesn't even know what's in it, and oh, well, he's starting it and buying more. So after that, he starts driving home when this girl hops into his car. She's unable to speak, but scared to shit, so he calls 911 and starts driving her to the hospital. Okay, what the fuck? If you're a little confused, MADS is a complete one-shot following patient zero of a zombie-like apocalypse. I say zombie-like because they're still in their mind as they're fading in and out of consciousness once infected. It's terrifying. So Roman gets infected and now has a quote-unquote dead person to deal with. Oh no. Well, no time to think about that because it turns out those drugs he bought were for all of his friends as well, so you better get going. They end up at a party with really only two important people. His girlfriend Anais and her best friend Julia, who he's actually been fucking for the past while, so awkward, and now she knows, and oh, well, there she goes. So now they're all infected and apart, and about 20 minutes pass, and then Julia and Anais find each other right as Anais is about to fully turn. They're both terrified, so Julia bikes both of them back to her house. Oh, no, oh, come on. And here starts MADS' scariest scene. Anais falls off Julia's bike, and we realize this isn't Anais anymore. Julia is still mostly unaware of what's really going on, still thinking it's a bad trip from the drugs they took. She's terrified of what Anais has turned into, begging for her friend to wake up. Then sirens begin blaring throughout the entire city. She rides away yelling and screaming she's sorry. She stops once she believes she's far enough away and answers a call from her mom. Shit. She drives away with Anais running behind her, yelling her name. Julia makes it to her apartment building and... she's finally safe, able to find her mom and hide away from everything. Okay, so this is actually worst nightmare scenario. The whole building's power has gone out. She begins hearing neighbors questioning what's happening and yells for anyone to hear her. Oh shit. Julia is stuck in position and begins laughing. She hits at the side of the elevator and sits herself up, as if she's trying to regain control of her body, scared and confused at laughter in a time of pure terror. She comes back and repeats, "I don't believe it, I don't believe it." She's being pulled in and out of reality with nothing to do but wait, slowly turning into something unimaginable. Then she hears her sister Alice outside the door, bringing her back into reality, thinking that she can be saved. Alice tells her she needs to leave. Then we hear Alice see somebody and she starts begging for help.
Monsieur! Alice! Monsieur, aidez-moi s'il vous plaît! Monsieur, ils ont fait tout le monde! S'il vous plaît! Je vous en prie!
This is devastating. Julia is all out of hope. At this point, we know what happens if you've been in contact with an infected person. Hell, Julia knows that she brought an infected person here. They tell her to come out of the elevator and the power flips back on. The elevator resumes on its original path and she runs to check on her mom, passing multiple mutilated bodies. Julia runs away up some stairs to an unfinished rooftop. So now, Julia is held hostage by a guard as Anais yells out for her. Soon after, Anais comes out and attacks the guard. In the process of killing Anais, the guard was bit and infected. Being more knowledgeable about the process, she tells Julia she needs to leave, saying, quote, "This life no longer exists."
Comment tu te sens? T'as des vertiges? T'entends des voix? Est-ce que t'es attiré par la lumière?
Without doubt now, Julia knows it's over. There is nothing she can do. This life no longer exists. Julia starts crying, no, laughing. She slides down the wall as we see the city behind her lose light and then regain it in forms of fireballs. As the camera pans out, her laughter morphs into crying simultaneously, showing Julia trying to hold on to the last sanity she has left. Then she stops.
Tout se brise dans mon cœur lourd.
MADS is more than a horror movie. It makes you grasp the thought of "I will die one day," that life is much more delicate than you're able to treat it in day-to-day life. The feeling MADS gives you is more than just a light scare. It gives you what I imagine the feeling of being on your deathbed gives you. Just pure despair of what more you could have done and what you just aren't able to do now, coming to terms with it all being over. MADS is interesting in that before this scene I showed you, we followed two other main protagonists, Anais and Roman, each less aware of what is happening to them, which makes this final part with Julia so much more terrifying. She may be more clueless to what's happening to her, but we know from the moment she found Anais, it was over. And that is what makes this MADS scariest scene.
Je t'aime.